Well folks, welcome back to Deep Dive Survivor, and guess where I'm to now? We're in Tilt Cove for my birthday. When I woke up this morning, as soon as I opened my eyes, I turned 45. On a 45, there's nothing better to do on your birthday than go out exploring like a tourist on a 45. So we're here in Tilt Cove, guys. It's Canada's smallest town. The sun is just coming up over the mountains. This road is not maintained. So it's 6 kilometers, roughly 5.8 kilometers of dirt road. And I didn't think I'd be able to get down much of it. We had some snow on the west coast here from the recent bomb cyclone Newfoundland suffered. And most of it has melted off. I'm almost down into the town. The road really isn't that bad right now. And from what I'm seeing, this place is absolutely incredible. We've got tailings piles, several different areas here, and the first tailings pile I saw was very light red. The second one is a lot darker, and it's got some cone like figurations on it. It's over here. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm up on a steep bank. There's the Corolla. So I really got to watch myself. I'm down here by myself today on my birthday. Absolutely no cell reception. And things are slippery. Don't want to get hurt. There's no one out here to help you, and there's no way to call someone. So we got to be careful while we're out here exploring Tilt Cove, Newfoundland. Let's do this, guys. As you can see, I gave myself some birthday gifts from Critch's snack shop right in Lassie. We got the high-speed glasses on the go. All right, green on the side matching the green sod cap. So we're fully prepared. We even got a blaze orange hoodie from Deer Lake there. So if there's any hunters in the area, hopefully they'll see a guy and they'll hold their fire. Hit the like button, you guys. Pour yourselves a coffee. This is going to be a fun video. So folks, I want to show you this first tailings piles pile before we get down into the town. This small town here was originally a fishing village. Back in the late 1700s, very early 1800s, people started settling here and making a living off of cod fishing and other types of harvests we have here in our waters. And anyway, one of the fishermen, a prospector, was in the area, and one of the fishermen had some heavy ore rocks in the bottom of his boat for ballast, and the prospector recognized it as copper ore, very rich copper ore. Not sure why my GoPro just shut off, but he asked him where he found this copper ore, and which led to a major discovery of copper, gold, and zinc here in Tilt Cove, Newfoundland. So let's go over and have a closer look at this tailings pile here, and it's a darker color than the very large pile I could see down the road. And it has some very unique cone formations in it. So see if I can get you a closer look at these here. It's some fresh, very fresh moose dung. Probably from this morning. Let's look at the cone formations here, guys. Must have had a machine to just carve out the mountain and the shafts with these little cone shapes. Oh yeah, it's very, very heavy ore. Super mineralized. Like way heavier than a normal rock would be. Probably, you know, 4 or 5 times heavier than a normal rock. So now I understand what they were talking about and why they would use it as a ballast in their fishing boats. But just look at this, you guys. Gold, copper, and zinc. This looks like it was melted ore from the center of the earth. This is awesome. I'm so glad I chose to come here first for the first mission. I'm on a birthday YouTube filming expedition, the 3-day filming expo out on the west coast here, and it's like 85 km/h winds, so hopefully it's not going to be too crazy windy for you guys down in the town there. Hopefully you can still hear me. I made an hour-long video the other day with a wireless mic. None of the audio came out. So there's only one button on it to turn it on and off on the little wireless mic, but somehow they could be muted, and I must have had it on mute somehow. So you got to try to figure those things out. There's no app for it. We're gonna go in here around the corner too, have a little look. There's a little dirt road comes in around here. I'm just gonna go in here and have a quick peek. So there were several shafts dug here. I'm not 100% sure the style of mining, but I'm pretty sure it was straight down shafts. And one of them was 2,850 feet deep. So that's super deep. The information I've been gathering is not a whole lot on how it was mined. Just a brief summary of the minerals they found here and how long it was operational. But I'd like to see some pictures and learn exactly how these guys were extracting the ore, how they got it to the surface. Were they blasting? Were they using you know, different types of machinery to carve it out? When it's coming out in cone shapes like that in that other pile, that's telling me they had some specialized digger. What do you guys think? Comment down below. I'm just a guy who's gained a very strong interest in mining from watching YouTube videos. Actually, you can learn anything you want to learn in the world. It's all on YouTube. You need to fix a tail light and a 1993 Ford F-150, it's on there. If you want to see what Tilt Cove is like with a guy that calls himself Deep Dive Survivor, it's on YouTube. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. You're going to see even better videos than this. Every day, every time, we're getting stronger, faster, better, and funner. So the road splits. Did we go left or did we go right? If we go right, it just goes over into this little gully here. So we're gonna go left. There might be a viewpoint up here. The entire town of Tilt Cove. So when Tilt Cove first started the copper, gold, and zinc mine here, this was the biggest copper mine in the world. There are mineral mining companies in the area that have gained the permits and stuff to process the tailings. Even the tailings are super rich in copper and gold. The copper was from 0.4% or 4% to 12%, and the gold was like 0.4 grams per ton, which is a lot, I'm pretty sure. And the numbers are different. Don't quote me 100% on this, because I'm just going by quick Google searches and what I can see online. So these aren't official assay numbers or anything like that. I know there's a lot of investors involved. There's a little cemetery up here, you guys. When you turn left, right by the mountain up here. Little peaceful area here. Let's see what the sign says. It says Tilt Cove. Tilt Cove Uni-Denomination Cemetery. So it doesn't matter what denomination or what religion you have for this cemetery. If you're a Tilt Cove resident, you could be buried here if you wanted to be. And some are even recent. We have community member buried as recent as 2016 here. I'm just gonna go to the back and see the oldest ones. I know there's a couple cemeteries in this town. This lady almost lived to be 100, 1885 to 1983. Victoria was 98 years old. Shout out to my Nan Newman, she's 95 years old. Thank you for falling in love with Pop Newman and having a family of 14 and giving birth to my mom. Shout out to Mom and Dad for falling in love and having 5 children. I was the second of 5. And I was the heaviest of them all. I was 10 pounds, 5 ounces. Actually due on Halloween, but I hung around for an extra week, put on a couple extra pounds, and came out like a power horse. Like a real Newfoundland pony. There's some more really old graves here. 1954. 1955. Alright, just trying to be respectful as I can here, guys, and watching where I'm walking. What a beautiful day. There's a camper up on the hill over here. So this town was just recently resettled in the summer of 2025. There were a total of 4 residents left, like you seen on the sign there at the beginning of the video. It was 2 married couples, and they were getting up there, and they're around retirement age, I believe. And the winters were just getting harder and harder, and probably getting lonely too. There's only 4 people around full time, but there's lots of people come here with their former homes are used as cottages now, like year-round cottages. People come in winter time, fall, spring, and summer. It looks like there's a track going right up into the mountain over here. You see the white line? The cliffside right here is not too many colors. But a little later in the video, I'm going to show you the area out by the pond just before you get into the town here. There's all kinds of colors coming right out of the cliff face. And I learned from one of the YouTube videos I saw, one of the clues for finding gold is when you see a lot of black pouring out of the rock, just like it was stained with like tar. And I see it here. One of the YouTube videos that originally got me super interested in mining was, there was a prospector climbing around the mountains just like I'm doing here today, and he was looking for gold in the jungles in Indonesia, in the mountains, and there's no roads. He was hiking in there for days, probably on his birthday, and nice piece of quartz right there, right on the road. All kinds of mineralization there, guys. And it's got different things in here. Another piece right next to it. So he was climbing through the mountains. He climbed over this one mountain and he was on the next. And when he looked back, there was a cliff face there, and it was like very light colored rock, but it had black staining pouring out of it, just like someone painted it with tar. And he went back and prospected it. The entire mountain was gold. It's actually an open pit mine now. And at first there was quite a bit of time went by and so many people talked about it and explored it a bit more. They didn't think it was feasible because it was so far in the jungle without roads or being very close to tidal water. And there was a guy who stepped up and said, you know what, if you fly me in a bulldozer on the top of that mountain, I will make you a landing pad and I will make you a road down to the bottom so you can pull up all the equipment to build a super big gold mine. Heavy haulers, all the heavy equipment came in. And when you see this mountain on the video, it's like straight up and down. And this one guy said, all I need is a dozer, man, and I can make this thing happen for you guys. It was an engineering like masterpiece. And then they came up with the idea to create a slurry with the ore and make a pipeline out to tidal water, like 35 kilometers or something like that. So it would pump the slurry, which is like a water and chemical and all the crushed up fine ore, through a pipe out to a ship, and we're able to make it a major successful mine. The entire mountain is gold. So it used to be a great big peak, and now it's an open pit, cone shaped it down. About half of the mountain is gone, and it's just super fascinating that an entire mountain can be so full of minerals. Like, just look at this little bank here. See all the different colors, like rust, black ore there. I'm colorblind too, so that's another little thing that I'm not sure if I would be a good prospector. Things look a little bit different to me. I got a red and green deficiency, so colors that are made from reds and greens look a little bit different. I can still see lots of colors, but they do look different to me. Like for example, if beef goes bad, it turns a certain color blue. I can't see that blue, it just looks all red to me. Or many times I've bought what I thought was a light blue shirt and it was actually pink. A couple of my girlfriends were like, I was like, all right, I'm going to take you out to dinner, I'm going to wear my nice button-up light blue shirt. She goes, you don't have a light blue button-up shirt, you got a pink button-up shirt? I was like, are you serious? Come on, man. I didn't know all these years. And I even told her, she said, You know, the toilet seat got broke today. I said, no worries, my love, I'll go get one today. I go out and get her one of those soft cushiony ones. I thought it was purple with flowers on it. I said, honey, I bought you a nice purple cushiony toilet seat today. She goes to use the bathroom, comes out and says, Doug, that's forest green, man. It's not even close to purple, man. Come on, man. All right, so whole bunch of tailings piles here. I know there's a shaft up in this area here. We're almost down into the town, so I'm gonna jump back in the car now and we'll bring you down there. I can tell it's pretty windy down there, but we'll try to find some spots where it's a bit calmer. Look at the mountain here, guys. So we're just coming down, just came over the crest of the hill. We're on our way down into Tilt Cove right now, and you look at the cliffside, it is very clear that this place is super rich with minerals. All this color here, a major quartz vein right here. Quartz veins up there. Another clue to finding gold is where the quartz veins intersect. That's normally where the gold will hang up. As you can tell, it's pretty windy here. Let's get down there and check it out, you guys. Just saw another piece. Super interesting. Let's look at the yellow in there. Is that sulfur? Like, it's just pieces of gold here everywhere, man. It's amazing. Here's a shot through the sunroof, guys. Just look at the surrounding mountains. You can tell. Look at the quartz up on the very top up there. Another great big pocket of quartz just on the right side of that tree there. You can see why the residents did not want to leave. Like, this place is truly paradise on earth here. Luckily I got the whole day off. Shout out to my boss Jackie for giving me the day off today. And a few runs around the bay so I could get paid to get out here into the filming locations. Get this top quality content out here on my birthday on a 45. Guys, we're almost down to the town. This is absolutely awesome, man. Okay, we're driving, so I'm gonna shut it off for now. Guys, what do we have here? It's a motor on a sled. This is here's how you crank her over. Wind up start. Is this how they haul the ore out? Or is this one of the drilling units? Yeah, this could be a drill unit. Looks like something would happen here. Like the rods would go down through here for drilling, maybe. Looks like I got the whole place to myself today. I just met a conservation officer. He was in having a look around. Really nice fella. He told me about another town I could go see, which is beautiful, just like Tilt Cove. And gave me some very helpful tips on how to get into the filming location I'm going to tomorrow. It's very rural, very isolated. And he told me some history, you know, about the locals. And the mayor of the town, one of the last two couples that just relocated, he actually runs a museum here, and we're gonna find it here very shortly. So I think I'm gonna have to come back here in the summertime when the mayor's here and learn some more history, you know. Here's a beautiful spot to have your tea when you wake up in Tilt Cove. Come over here for a sunset glass of wine. Please don't litter. This table has some kind of mechanism built into it. You know, so just kick back here, and it's built in a circle because you're surrounded by beauty here. And you just sip your glass of wine here, or sip a large double-double, or even a glass of water. Take in the refreshing views. It's a lot like being in British Columbia. It's another one of my favorite provinces of Canada. And it gives me like an excitement, like an energy. I don't know if you guys can tell it, like starting to stutter and everything. That's how much I love these places. Here we have a really old piece of pipe. It looks like it would have been for the mining operation, and looks like it's like riveted sections, 3-foot sections of pipe, and it was all riveted together. Here we got one of the houses, one of the cabins here. Beautiful waterfall up on the top, leading down to this little stream here. Check out the old excavator. And we got an old GMC semi. The General. Still got pretty good tread on the rear tires there. And it's got a low boy attached to it still. So here's an old International excavator. I didn't know International made heavy equipment besides trucks. The old 3964, the town excavator. Pretty cool. Got another truck in here. The alders are taking over. Let's see if we can get in next to it. It looks like a Ford dump truck. I hardly walked through this. So we're in here, guys. It's an old Ford. Pine Tree Edition. Al Paladine's Woodbridge. I don't know if that might be an American truck. There's a lot of American equipment up here. Canadians will buy it and bring it up here, get a good price on it. So the logo here says Cedar Lane Services, Bishop Falls. She got an old drum in her back, in her box. So here's an example. Here's how the locals get their firewood and bring it down into the town. Back in the day, it was probably horse-drawn bobsleds, but when skidoos came along, a lot of people use skidoos in the winter time to pull their firewood down into the town, and so they go out and clear the land or clear their firewood area, drop the trees, buck them all up into junks, and then you just load your junks right into this sled here. Not sure if this is an old shed or if someone actually lived in this old structure here. An old mountain bike here. Here's another bobsled here, and these are a lot of fun. When I was a little boy, we had horses growing up, and our first horse was a Newfoundland pony. Phil was his name, and we would go up into the woods and cut our firewood and pull it down when there was snowfall in the winter time. The ground is frozen, and so you load up the two bobsleds and jump up on the load of wood and ride it down over the mountain. And the horse wouldn't like try to hold the wood back or anything. He would just run, like full on gallop, and you just hold on for dear life. And it was better than sliding or anything like that, like full speed. And then later on, in my teenage years, we got a Clydesdale, and he was like twice the size of the Newfoundland pony. He was like 1,800 pounds to 2,000, and so we'd take twice the wood, and yeah, there wasn't much that could stop him. Like, we came down over a hill flat out one time, and he came down into a pole line, like a bit of a ditch, and the bobsled dug in to frozen ground. Dad thought everything was going to break up, the wood's going to go flying everywhere, the horse is going to go that way, we're going to go down over the ditch in a pile of wood. No, that's not how it happened. We came down full speed, boom, hit the ditch, and it was nothing but fresh topsoil going everywhere, frozen ground. It just broke the ground, just like a bulldozer. Didn't even slow him down, just came down, boom. We were going so fast, Dad actually fell off because he was holding on with two hands to the reins. So he wasn't holding on to he was holding the reins instead of holding on to the wood. He actually fell off one time and he said, "Dougie, grab the reins, man, stop the horse." I said, "You all right?" He said, "Oh yeah, I'm all right, just stop the horse." So I had to stop the horse when I was like 6 years old out on Black Marsh Road. I was like, "Whoa, Jerry, whoa, easy now." I guess I would have been older than 6, like, but still pretty young, right? And those are memories I'll never forget. Got a really old tub or something here. What is this here, guys? It's not a valve, I don't think, is it? A really old valve or some kind of axle? Is there a winch? We got an old school chain snipe, I think it's called. Got some cable here. This could be a pump of some sort. And this thing, here looks like another mobile pump. What do you guys think? Harlow pumps, made in USA. Ridgewood. Okay, so that old Ford truck had Ridgewood on it as well. So that must be a town in USA where a lot of this equipment came from. So there was most likely American miners here helping out with this operation. Okay, we got something else on the back here. Harlow Pumps, Ridgewood, New Jersey, USA. Diaphragm and plunger pumps. And that would be the plunger or the diaphragm there. Pretty neat stuff, eh? There's still a lot of cool things left here, guys. That waterfall up on the cliff is beautiful. Just look at this great big boulder at the top. Is that just solid gold? Copper? Just had a little bit of a nosebleed there, you guys, which is not normal for me. I've rarely ever had one in my life. Probably that's the 3rd time. But just found this like open pit here. Must be some kind of well there. Maybe it was crucial to the operations that happened in this shed. False alarm on the old nosebleed. I got a small cut on my hand here from going through the alders. So it wasn't my nose bleeding, I was just rubbing blood all over my face. So check out the The houses here, guys. Here we've got the man cave. We've got the Canadian flag, the Newfoundland flag, and the British Union Jack. Anyone in Ireland or England watching this video thinking of a new place to retire, come to Newfoundland. We'd love to have you. This place will remind you just like home. See all the rust, copper coming out of the mountain? So I did cut my lip. Oh man, we're out here trying not to get hurt on the birthday, man. We're getting all sliced and diced here. Well folks, we even have a book exchange fully stocked here with the likes of Nora Roberts, Danielle Steele, Sally Bowman. There's even some children's books there. And here we even have a public toilet here in Tilt Cove. I see a fire hydrant there, so they must have had fire protection installed. And we got the doghouse. Storm, it looks like the storm blew the picnic table right into the house. Wow. This looks like an old rototiller for planting a little veggie garden. We got some old mining parts here amongst it all too. These would have been for the rail cars. This type of lichen, there's a certain type of vegetation that grows on gold and very highly mineralized areas as well. And I do remember one prospector saying that there's a certain type of lichen that grows on the rock, and this could be it. Do not tip. This was probably an old dynamite box. Wow. A lot of water lines, or ear lines or something there. So folks, when you look across at that mountain, you can see the black staining I was telling you about earlier. Along the upper parts. Across here. So guys, I said there was absolutely no cell reception whatsoever. I've got like 1 or 2 bars in a couple of areas here going around the pond in Tilt Cove, and a whole whack of birthday love just came in. So shout out to my family and friends, showing the guy a little bit of love on his birthday when he turns 45. Alright, so I just want to show you these original light poles. You can tell these are really old because they're not very tall and they're not very big on the round, and like the trees only get so big here in Newfoundland, and so most of our light poles come from British Columbia, I believe. Got a woodshed or something in the back there. So I'm gonna share some facts here with you guys. Tilt Cove was founded in 1813. The mine officially opened in 1864. And at its height, this town was home to around 2,000 residents. And on this side of the pond, it was several streets with just houses all the way along here. It's all grown in now and there's only so many houses left. But this place was a booming mining town. Postal service was established in 1869. In 1901, the population was at 1,370 people, but by 1956, the population had fallen to 57 people. And on the 11th of March 1912, there was an avalanche in this town that killed 5 people. I'm guessing it came from this mountain right here. It's very steep and there were houses all the way along at the edge of it. The mines closed in 1920, driving the population down. But it reopened again from 57 to 67, I believe. So guys, in May of 2008, surface sampling returned gold and copper assays of up to 69 grams per ton of gold and 10% copper. These are just from surface grab samples, like for example those rocks I was picking up earlier. So the production of this mine between 1864 and 1917, and then again it opened in 1957 to 1967. There was a total of 8,160,000 tons of ore grades. I don't have the exact numbers on how much ore grades between 1 and 12% copper, and 42,425 ounces of gold was produced here. And they've only just scratched the surface, you guys. There was 3 shafts, three mines dug into this surrounding hillside, and one of them was right on the back of this mountain that I'm right next to here now. You can see the different colors up on the top when the sun shines on it. And I'm guessing the really light gray stuff is what's holding the zinc. So over on this side of the town is where the production plant was, and a lot of the tailings, I don't know about how much, but some tailings were put out into the ocean. So you guys, Tilt Cove was the very first mine in Newfoundland, and these look like some of the original structures from the mine. These are probably assaying huts for the geologists. Just look at the weatherproofing. They had like a felt or asphalt style weatherproofing on the walls on the outside. Make it waterproof. A wooden floor. Still quite a few artifacts inside. Waterfall there. I'm really taking my time because the wind is supposed to die down throughout the day, so hopefully you can hear me pretty good here. Old school wooden doors, you just build the door yourself. That's how they did it. These would have been framed up on site, and the glass panes would have been brought in. It's built on timbers. Look at the size of the boulders here that came off the mountain. You can still see evidence of a rail system, I believe they had, going out into the ocean for the tailings. So folks, another clue to finding gold is gold rides an iron horse. So a lot of times when you find quartz veins and granite and iron, you'll find gold. So what I'm seeing right now in the rocks next to me is quartz, it looks like granite, and iron ore. Let's just have a look at it. That may be copper that I'm seeing. I'm not 100% sure. I'm seeing this rusty color here. All this beautiful quartz going throughout the rock. All this rock is covered with the same stuff. This stuff here almost looks like it's volcanic. This porous looking mineral here. Apologize for the wind, you guys. It's just my luck whenever I get out to make a YouTube video. It's the worst day for it. So guys, I just did the quick math on the amount of gold that was extracted here at Tilt Cove. If it was in today's prices right now in 2025, the price of gold is somewhere around $4,000 an ounce. That would have been worth $169,800,000. So I think one of the mine shafts are just over here on the right side of the opening to the ocean when you're facing the ocean. I'm gonna go over and see what we can see here. I believe over on this hillside is one of the 3 mine shafts that were dug. Let's go over there and see what we can see here. Actually getting a few snowflakes coming down. Just look at the colors in the mountains, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so there is a fence here to keep people away from the mine area. Say an open hole. And I'm guessing it's where all the water is. The deepest part of the shaft here. It's quite a big hole in the mountain they made. See all the black coming out of the rock? Over here we just got all kinds of colors. Oh, that looks super rich. Even the water looks a different color than our ponds do. So this is what it looks like on the outside, and this is what the mountain looks like on the inside. Let's see if we can climb up around for a better view. So right here I believe is all tailings. Some of the bedrock's still here. Look at this, you guys. This is all very loose, so I'm going to stay way back from the edge. It's just loose tailings, so I don't want to get too close. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous. What do you think of all that, you guys? Hit the like button if you're in awe. Newfoundland and Labrador were both super rich in minerals. We could be one of the richest provinces in Canada if the right people get out of the way and let the projects happen. The whole world needs our minerals, and it's time to make Canada great again. All right, so let's go down by the water and see if there's any remnants of mining left on this side. These high-speed gloves here for my birthday, oil repellent and water repellent, size XL. Nice and soft on the inside. Keep your hands warm when you're out in freezing temperatures and 85 km/h winds. So just had to do a quick battery swap, and I'm gonna bring it back towards the water again because I just saw one of the capped mine shafts, and it's at a depth of 2,954 feet. That's almost 3,000 feet into the ground, you guys. That's amazing. And it's down at the lower part. It's down here. See those signs there just to the right of that pole? So looks to me like they had several shafts right next to each other here. And when I was saying 3 shafts earlier, that's only what I could see and my limited research online. I'm going to be doing more research and coming back to this town for sure. This place is beautiful. And in 2018, work began to create a 3D model of the mine. What has been done so far, I believe. And I'd be interested to see the results of the exploration. The conservation officer I was speaking with earlier, he's been born and raised out in this area, and they've been doing exploration ever since he can remember. So, but it overlaps with different companies, and they don't normally share the information that they gathered. Or sometimes they do, but then you still have to go out and verify that it's 100% correct, or if there's more gold there than what they found. And yeah, it's just really super interesting to me. So here we have the capped mine shaft here. Okay, so this is where the water's coming from. It's coming right out of the mine. capped main shaft, Tilt Cove mines, depth of 2,952 feet. And it's not a huge, it doesn't look like a huge shaft here, so it's probably 10 by 20 for the slab, and the shaft itself is probably even smaller. So there's still, I'm not a prospector or nothing like that, but I got a feeling there's still a lot of gold here. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments here. But this is a different colored water. And is the shaft completely flooded? 2,952 feet deep, 54 feet deep. Wow, that's a lot of water to be coming straight out of the ground there. And you can see where it's kind of overflowed a little bit here. It's like a rusty color overflow. Goes on to this area, all this area here. Yes. Having a great time. We're gonna go over on the other side of the pond here now and check out some of the really old houses, some of the original homes here for Tilt Cove. Here we have the front clip of a really old Ford truck. Old pallet jack. What do you guys think? Think she'll run? Is this a good truck for will it run video? Here's the rear axle. Here's the hood. And we got a plow here. Goes on a dump truck. They twisted the drive shaft, bent the drive shaft right in half here. She's a beauty. It's got 190,000 kilometers on it. She's getting a little rusty. This is the view from the other side of the pond. The wind is starting to calm down just a tiny bit. Truck just came down into the town. Must be one of the locals there. So let's go over and check out these old houses now. You guys think that shed is original? As old as these houses here? I'm pretty sure these ones here are some of the first homes built here in Tilt Cove. So you can see this one here is not going to last much longer. The roof is wide open right by the chimney, and it's got a big smile in it. So all that wood is really losing its integrity right now. But all the glass is still in the upper windows, guys. It's got a great big smile like I do for my birthday. It's still got the glass in it. How does that even happen? You can see the second story floor. It's on an angle. The second floor is already collapsed. Something about these old, really old homes just draws me right to them. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Even the ones that are falling down. It's just like a work of art. Like, I'd like to have great big portraits of them on my wall. I think I'm gonna do up a couple of those. You can see even the front is buckling out this way. So the weight of all the wood falling in is actually pushing the front of the house off. And they had a different style of roofing. Wow. Window still in the back. As you can see, the porch is separating away from the house. Old school wood-fired oven, I believe. Hello. Private property. That's an old one too, for sure. Look at the back of this, guys. There would have been a shed or something right here. Still got the glass in the upper window. Lower window still got the glass. There's the old oil tank for the oil furnace. They would have been originally heated by wood. This one here is obviously being fixed up. New shingles on there. He's putting on new siding. Some work is being done to preserve this one. Look at this shed here. It's after sliding off or getting blown off of its wooden foundation, I would imagine. But the building itself is still 100% intact here. It's interesting, they got like those are not like cedar shingles, they're like homemade local wood shingles. That's the first time I saw that here in Newfoundland. And also the wood looks like they burnt it to keep the bugs and moisture off. The Japanese technique to preserve wood. Look at this place, you guys. She's on a 45. There's a lot of things on a 45 here today. A 45. There's very low ceilings in this one. It's like a 5-foot ceiling maybe. There's an old wood stove there. The table is really old, you can tell by the legs. The medicine cabinet on the wall, the far wall there. The upper floor is getting pretty rotted now. But these are logs. Hand-hewed logs there as the floor joists for the upper floor. See what I'm saying on the shingles? They're like 3-foot long boards. Well, they were cut as shims, like a shingle, but different than your typical cedar shingle. This one here is built up on stilts as well, and then they cover in the foundation to keep the snow and wind and stuff like that from blowing underneath it. Here's where a shed used to stand. Patio has fallen off of this one. Structurally it seems okay. I don't know what the shingles are like. One of the most important things with older homes like this is wooden homes. You got to keep your roof watertight and your exterior watertight. So that includes your cladding, your siding, clapboard, brick, whatever you're going to use on the outside, and your windows and doors gotta be all water and airtight. And your house will last for hundreds of years. It's just built out of wood, but it can last for literally 300 or 400 years. Lots of these homes are well over 200 years old already that I'm exploring in these different towns, and they're in great shape. As long as you maintain them, they will last. So as we back out, you can tell there's asphalt shingles on this house here in front of me, and they're just now starting to curl up a little bit, but it looks like it's still keeping the water out for the most part. So that one definitely could be saved. Here we have this one here. This one is being fixed up for sure. We got some new clapboard up towards the top. And here we have a garage with shingles on the outside. Maybe it was board, then shingles, and then clapboard. So it looks like the clapboard was torn off or blew off. So they were using that as a windbreak, almost like Tyvek building wrap that we use today. That's pretty neat. Okay, so the whole front is open on this one. It's a work in progress. Scared the shit out of me that time. Something's blowing around in there, I guess. Hello. There is one guy in the town here now. I'm not sure where he went. I think he's still over on the other side of the pond. But check out, you've got pieces of telephone pole and just bigger logs holding this house up here on piers like. Bracing will give you extra support in hurricanes, cyclones. Keep the house from swaying and coming off her foundations. This one here is built pretty good. Looks a bit newer, like this wasn't an original home. So I can tell by the lumber and stuff on the inside there. Got a busted out window up here. He's gonna want to close that in for the winter. It looks like they did replace that window, but I don't know if someone came out to vandalize that or what. This metal pole here, I think, would date back to when the mine was on the go. Like, is that just somebody's clothesline? Or is it communications pole? Power pole? I don't know. I'll have a little look inside here. It's wide open. I'm not going to go inside, but because it's wide open we can have a little look. The door was banging. That's what we heard. There's a lot of furniture in here. Probably going to close it up for the winter, hopefully. And we got a couple more sheds or small garages or something here. Actually, let's have a look at this building right here. So We got another wood sled there, bobsled. And you just run a bit of plastic on the bottom of the runners, and it gives makes it easy to slide for you. Okay, so people got some stuff stored in there. So the wind is calming down. I might be able to get the drone up, give you a few aerial shots here. And here's a bigger bobsled here. Hook that onto the back of your skidoo, fill her up. Well folks, that is the town of Tilt Cove right there, all the houses anyway. And I'm going to show you a few more things that I saw on the way in, and maybe even get a drone shot. My DJI Mini 4 Pro drone has a maximum limit of 80 kilometers an hour, and I tested that in the video I made at Signal Hill. It was like 95 kilometers an hour that day, and it came back to me, but it was slow and the alarms were going off like crazy saying drone will not return to home automatically, please land drone immediately. A few of these other warnings, right? But it got the job done and it came back to me, so I was pretty impressed with that. Guys, check out this beautiful waterfall here. And there's a cemetery just up here at the top of this ridge. I'm gonna see if I can jump across this. But see how they had timbers to control the flow of this river? Timbers on both sides. When you look up at the cliff, there's like a spider web of quartz veining there. So this would have been the original cemetery for Tilt Cove, up right here on the top of this hill here. Wow. William. I can make out the number here. It's a 17 something 9, it looks like. Okay, that's aged 47, looks like. Died 1871. So this is like a tomb here, you guys. Wow. in loving memory of Wilhelmina, wife of W.M. Bowman and daughter of J.S. and B. Merton, born at Bishop's Cove on July 1878, died at Round Harbor June 21st, 1894. Wow. "53 years old. He died in 1892. Looks like the last name French. William Henry Boyle, beloved child of Alexander and, it's hard to read, died in 1881. Without spot before the throne of God. Their headstones are all facing east, and there's an obelisk here as well, guys. That's pretty neat. See the obelisk in the back? This one is so old you can't even read it. Only 6 years old for this one. In memory of Mary, aged 23 years. Departed this life in 1902. This is for Emma Jane. She passed in 1873. And this one here is for Charles, erected by Charles Fudge in memory of his dear children. Charles, who died October 14th, 1892, aged 3 months, and Frederick, who died in 1897, aged 5 years. God, that's sad. These are really old gravestones, you guys. From 1867, aged 19 years old. Rawdon Johnstone, looks like. Memory of John Francis, son of Peter and Eliza Windsor, who was killed in the mines April 25th, 1900. Aged 21 years. So there were some lives lost in the mines here. Probably in collapses or falls. Mining is a very dangerous activity, you guys. This one here is from 1896 for William Windsor, husband of Elizabeth Ann Windsor, who died May 17th, 1896, aged 46 years. Also, their 3 children. Margaret died July 6th, 1883, aged 5 years. Ethel, who died in 1882, and aged 8 years. Maybe that was a boating accident or something like that. It sounds like the whole family got wiped out in that one. Here's a really old one just over to the side. It's starting to get grown in and it looks like it's broken half. Okay, and I see a couple more over through the alders. So a lot of this cemetery is getting grown in. Adam and Rachel. $1889. Let's go see the obelisk. John Owen, master. Thomas Morgan, mate, and 6 seamen, names unknown. To the memory and the crew and passengers of the ship Queen of Swansea, who were wrecked on Gull Island December 12th, 1867, and there perished. This monument is erected by the owners of the Queen Mess, Richards Power and Company of the Swansea, Great Britain. Queen of Swansea Monument. The sign has broken in half. Passengers Felix Dowsley, William Hoskins, Patrick Duggan, Thomas Power, William Kennedy, Grinelda Hopkins, and Carol Statson. And there's even lichens. Lichens are growing on this as well. So there's quite a few tailings up here, so I'm pretty sure there was another shaft sunk up towards the access road to the town. So we're going to explore that a little bit on our way out here. All this up here is what I'm talking about. That's all tailings. And here's where the access road comes down into the town. Right over here is where you check the mail, Canada Post. Alright folks, I parked over on the access road to the town and I can see major tailings piles here heading over towards the pond of Tilt Cove here in the background. And you can also see this entire hill is sort of covered in tailings, and it looks like up at the top of that ridge you can see a camper up there, but in the very crotch of this valley there's a fence up there. So I'm guessing that's where another one of the mine shafts were dug. Let's go up and check it out. I found another one of the shafts, you guys. See a fence so up there, it's already fallen in. There's another shaft right next to it. This one is twice, 2 or 3 times as big as that one. This is mind-blowing. What a birthday gift. 45 years old. Happy to be here. Happy you guys are still watching. Thank you so much. Must be like pure mineral. It's all the same color all the way through. They must have been right on a major vein there. There's also a shaft right at the very bottom there. Can you see the wood? Some type of wooden structure down there, and there's more wood over here. Wasn't 85 km/h winds, I'd send the drone in there to see how deep that goes. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Tilt Cove, Newfoundland, paradise on earth. See you on the next one, Deep Dive Survivor.